Texas Music Chart, and two of the members of Folk Family Revival are here, Barrett.
Hello.
And
Mason.
With Big Snout.
Yes.
And tell me, is this a fashion statement, a political statement, or?
Political statement.
And it means?
I'm not going to get into it. If you don't know.
If you don't know, you don't need to know. All right, that's fine. Well, you are playing in Houston.
Yes.
And everywhere else, it looks like to me.
Mm-hmm.
Things have heated up since 2011.
We're on a radio tour right now, which is insane and cool.
Where have you been?
Everywhere.
Do you remember? Everywhere, man?
Bruno, Brian, Nacogdoches.
Bruno, Brian,
We've been everywhere,
Oklahoma.
like this town and the town right next to it.
Wherever there are two towns, there's Folk Family Revival.
Yes.
Well, speaking of towns, either one of you can tell me, what is the one thing everyone should know about Magnolia, Texas?
We live there.
It's named after a flower.
Yeah.
I think we live there has a little edge
It's
over
next
it's
to
named after
Colorado
a
or
flowering
Southern
tree.
Yeah. Yeah, Southern Star Beer is right close to there.
And who is Southern Star Beer?
They're our official beer sponsors and our best friends.
I see. And which came first, the friendship,
The friendship.
or the sponsorship?
Definitely the friendship.
Are they guys about your age?
No, they're not.
No, they're a little bit older than us.
Yeah.
And
They're a lot better at what they do.
Were,
yeah.
they, were they making beer in their kitchen and then one day they said, let's
Actually-
go big time?
Actually, the head brewer was brewing over at St. Arnold's here in Houston,
Uh-huh.
and he went over and started.
That's
his
right.
own-
He
his
made
own
the
thing.
Alyssa, right? The Alyssa, is that the one that's like the...
The tall ship?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like they like pick a brewer out of a contest, and then they bottle that beer, and it's a special beer, and Dave's was one of those. And
Oh,
then he
cool.
opened up Southern Star.
And so now he's on his own. That's
Yeah.
great.
And it's delicious.
Oh, yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
How's it different from just anybody's old beer?
Actually, there's a lot.
there's
of
a lot of
differences.
different stuff about
They're
it.
very unique in the way they do things.
This is totally a Southern Star commercial. They don't filter or pasteurize, so all their beer's still
Oh,
alive.
wow.
Yeah.
Yep. And it
So it
actually
changes.
ferments within your stomach, so you get a little more buzz as the night goes on.
Drink Southern Star beer.
That means it gets in your bloodstream
That's right.
faster. Yeah.
Indeed.
Okay. So,
Oh,
how-
and they filter it through hops, so it
Yeah.
gets more hoppy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sorry.
that's quite all right. Now, you know there are two schools of thought on hops.
What's that?
The pro hop and the anti hop. So which
This
side
is
do you
true.
come down on?
I'm
Pro
pro
hop.
hop.
I would hop right now, but I'd be too tall for the
Let's see you do it, man. It's good for your heart. Let's go.
I'll do it in the seat.
You're not young. You mean you're too young for exercising in your chair.
Sit and be
Okay.
fit.
Let's actually talk about music, which I think is
Okay.
why you came.
Yes.
I don't know anything about any of that. That's the wrong guy.
So you are actually a family because three of you are brothers.
Yes.
There are two more guys in this band, if
Yes.
you don't know that. I sort of understand that you are folks,
Mm-hmm.
and I know you're a family,
Mm-hmm.
and I even hear in If It Don't Kill You a little singing that has a revival tinge to it.
I like the way you're pulling all this together.
You
Yeah.
do?
Can
You never thought about this? You want me to write your publicity
Yes,
for you?
kinda. Did you come on a radio tour with us?
Oh, shoot, I'd be glad to.
we generally get the, where's the name come from? We're like, we picked it one time, it sounded cool, Mason came up with it. And
After several
We dug
glasses
it.
of beer.
Southern Star Beer.
So it's
I'll say one thing, they get their money's worth out of
That's right.
you, Mason. But I mean, seriously, folk is an interesting word in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hard to figure out what it means.
Mm-hmm.
The new single sounds real bluesy to me, and that certainly comes out of a folk tradition.
It does.
Is that on purpose?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think folk is the influence of early country music, early blues music, and then after that came rock and roll. So
Out of those two things,
Yeah.
really, yeah.
So we throw it back to folk, and it doesn't all sound like folk. Some of it does, but it's all just influenced by that.
Right.
Actually, if you hear me play the songs acoustic before I bring them to the guys, they sound like folk songs, and then we turn them into whatever they too.
One of the interviews I saw, which was, it wasn't really an interview, it was an article after having talked to you,
Mhm.
and it referred to the writing as poetic, which is an easy word to throw around.
Yeah.
But I often feel that when you're writing a song, especially when you're writing the lyric part, that you are doing something very similar to what a poet is doing.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to get an experience or an emotion or a picture on the paper.
Totally.
Do you intend for the songs to be readable or to be heard without music?
Sometimes. I mean, if I were to try to write a poem without music, it probably wouldn't be as cool. You know, beat poetry, throwback to the 60s, was always, there wasn't music, but you could snap along with it, and it was always had a rhythm. So, you know, Dylan considered himself a beat poet that used his guitar as his snap, you know. I don't know. I mean, I think if you read the songs as a poem with a rhythm, it would make sense. But no, I mean, there's definitely songs, you know.
Yeah.
But
well, I mean, you're a singer.
poetic songs.
So.
Yeah. I couldn't do it without the music.
So who works on the music and who works on the lyrics? Do you all contribute? What's
Yes.
the story?
Yeah, it's a collective effort for the most part. Mason does the majority of the lyrics, and he generally has a song pretty well put together by the time we get hold of it, and then we make it sound good.
Yeah, that's true.
And you sang in church,
Mm-hmm.
and was that from fairly young? Were you in choir or?
Our church band was like a rock and roll band.
Oh,
Yeah.
church.
Yeah, my dad was the praise and worship leader, and his lead guitar player played like Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah, we had Eddie Van Halen on.
He was a real good guitar player.
So did
one
it say on
chord
the
all night.
sign in front of the church, "This church rocks"?
No, but when he started playing, he had a Gibson Flying V, like an 80s Flying V, that used to be like white, and then over the years was cigarette stained. And then he stopped that thing and started playing at the church. And the church actually bought him a Gibson Les Paul so that it didn't look like a devil band or whatever.
Yeah, how very cool to have a Gibson Les Paul. That's okay. I'd trade that in.
Yeah, totally. So, I mean, we played a lot of gigs like at other churches too, and that's kind of how we got into the whole band thing. We were like pretty young. I mean, I was like 13 or 14, and Lincoln was the oldest, and I was on bass, Barrett was on rhythm guitar, Lincoln was on drums, Caleb was doing the soundboard at the time, but then we started like a youth band, and Caleb was our lead guitar player, and then we were like, let's take this out somewhere else, and then that evolved into playing in bars, and then that evolved into getting kicked out of the church, and
We weren't kicked out. We were released to do our
Released
ministry.
to do
It's
our
totally
ministry.
different.
Well, it sure sounds good. That's a very nice euphemism for
It sounded
kicked
nice.
out.
It sounded
Can't
nice on an
come
email.
here anymore. You were released.
You're released.
You're not allowed to minister here anymore.
Now take the pig nose off, just so
Okay.
that people won't think you came with that.
Oh, he's been wearing that for so long. I forgot.
There's a certain sci-fi channel quality about that. Okay, we have a new album
Yes.
coming out on the 7th of April, which honestly is not very far away.
No, it's coming up very soon.
And it's called,
Water Walker.
okay, and why is it called that?
It could probably float on water if you put it there for a little bit.
I
Oh,
attempted
no
to walk on
question.
water one time. Caleb named it.
Caleb named it,
He's
okay.
sitting just over there.
Yeah, just
And Caleb named it that because one of the lyrics has that in
Yeah,
it?
there's a lyric in American Standard that says, "I'm gonna be a slick talker, a water walker."
Oh, that's nice.
Mhm.
Okay, I'll buy that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
hope so.
Yeah.
We could just give it to you.
And you said you're going to have a vinyl,
Uh-huh,
like you did
absolutely.
last time?
Absolutely. That was kind of the deal last time. We told our management and stuff that we weren't going to put it on CD unless we could have it on vinyl.
Yeah, we were only gonna release it on vinyl, and they were like, "Well, who else is gonna listen to it except for vinyl collectors?"
Well, you know what? I have found two things. Number one, a lot more people have decided they want it than you might imagine.
This is true.
And number two, some people honestly don't care if they can play it or not.
Yeah,
They
that's
want to have it,
on the wall.
which I think is pretty cool.
But we
Kinda makes me
put one
sad,
of the
but-
digital downloads in there, you know, so you
So
can
you
still
can hear it
Yeah,
too.
you still have it
Put it
on
on
your
all your
computer.
Well, that's
computer
great.
and all that. Pretty slick.
Yeah.
Now, your first release is If It Don't Kill You,
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty bluesy. Is
Yeah.
that representative of the overall feel of Water Walker, or is it unusual in the context of the album?
The whole record, I wouldn't say, it's definitely not disjointed, but it's like very diverse.
Mm-hmm.
And then Water Walker was written after the rest of the record was recorded.
Interesting.
So it kind of, I feel like it kind of wraps the whole thing into one package, which is the same with Unfolding, our previous
Mm-hmm.
release. Unfolding was written after the record was recorded, and then they both ended up on the front. Of
Was
the
that an
record.
accident, a
Yeah.
plan?
Oh, yeah.
Totally on accident.
Totally. We actually recorded Water Walker in a completely different studio than the rest of the album. And what did I say? Oh, sorry.
Well-
just the track "If It Don't Kill You" we recorded at a different studio.
Recorded If It Don't Kill You at Blue Rock
Yeah.
in
And
Wimberley,
that's in Wimberley, okay.
which is awesome, and was a super honor to do that. Thanks to Charlie Kramsky
Yeah.
and Billy.
I keep forgetting I'm supposed to look at this camera and not
You
that
can just
one.
look wherever you want to.
Let's change it
Keep
up.
looking at that one. Yeah, I'm gonna look at this one now.
Okay, now, trade cameras. Okay, so it's after a show and everybody's hungry. What do you get to eat?
Whataburger generally.
What, a burger?
That's all that's open.
We spent a lot of time in Texas, and yeah, they're the last place open.
Yeah, I usually have my food left over because I can't eat before I sing or I'll get
Right,
indigestion.
right.
And it sounds like I'm crying, and then that's not cool.
It's not
Well, not unless you're singing a really sad song.
Yeah. And then I actually like might cry, you know, because I'm like that.
Yeah, and you don't feel all that
Yeah,
good
you-
either. You think this has become a sort of a totem
I
for
kinda
him, and he's
hope
going to have to
not.
take the
I
big
didn't buy
nose
this
with
the
him?
other night.
Oh, you bet.
I think if he leaves with it,
Certainly.
it might be
I love
permanent.
Does anybody in the band cook?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
We all could.
we cook it up.
Well, I know you cook musically, man, but
No,
does
no,
anybody
no,
cook
we-
food?
We
Are you
could.
eating what we're cooking?
We actually, yeah, we could. We could.
Yeah,
we
we cook
definitely
a lot.
could. A lot.
Like
we have
what?
we have food parties where we invite people over and we feed
Yeah,
the
we
heck
cook
out of
for
them.
him.
Well, what do you
Yeah.
make? What's good?
Mason actually kicked off the idea of the food parties, and he makes these sliders. Was like the original thing, but they're-
Miniature burgers.
Ah.
Yeah, little bitty burgers, and he like his idea was to like get out like a wooden skew, and then you build your burger
It's
on
like
it.
a slider on a
because-
stick.
Yeah, they were so
That's
small.
something for the Texas State Fair, man. You
Yeah,
should sell
yeah.
them the idea.
I like that idea.
Hey, speaking of, you heard it here first.
Yeah, that's patent.
It's an original Water Walker idea. Well, that's good because I feel like nothing wrong with having Whataburger night after night after night, but the time must come.
My
Mhm.
stomach
When you want
has an
something
issue
else.
with
Oh
the
yeah,
Whataburger
it starts
every
to,
night.
you know, get repetitive. That old Whataburger. Nothing against Whataburger.
No.
But I have finally crafted the perfect Whataburger sandwich.
All right, well, explain it because everybody wants to
Okay,
know.
okay. It's
Tell
the
us what you do,
it's the,
this camera.
okay. It's the honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich. But
Honey
then
barbecue.
you add lettuce
Lettuce.
and pickles. Or,
Pickles.
sorry, not pickles. Jalapenos. But you have the jalapenos sautéed with the onions, and you put that on there too.
Grilled jalapenos. That sounds
Mm,
good.
Sautéed onions
Grilled pickled jalapenos,
with
not
the
freshies.
yeah with
Okay.
the pickled jalapenos, and
Nice.
then cold lettuce on a hot sandwich. You know, and it has the chicken and already has all the cheese and barbecue on it already. It's already a good sandwich. You just have to add a couple things.
Just make it better.
Make it better.
And
Oh,
this
and
is-
bacon. Sorry, I almost left out
Well.
bacon. A lot of bacon.
This is Cooking with Barrett.
We
Wrap
actually
the
were on
whole
a cooking
thing
show
in
one
bacon.
time.
Were you?
Yeah,
Where?
Troubadour Kitchen in
Oh,
Conroe.
in Conroe. Was
Yeah.
it fun?
It was
It
a
was.
blast, yeah.
What'd you make?
I made steaks, and Mason like made like a
Seared salmon with
seared
capers.
salmon, and yeah.
Okay, what I
Lincoln
want to
made
know
a
is
salad.
anybody else hungry now?
Yeah, y'all want to go out
Caleb
for
made this
some lunch?
Mexican cornbread that was like 4 inches thick, and everything that belongs in cornbread all in one. It was a bunch of additives that I didn't
Lots
even know.
of cheese
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
peppers
jalapenos.
and jalapenos
Bacon.
and yummy bacon.
Lincoln made a blue house salad. That's what he calls it. We live in the blue house. It's like its own world.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
the big blue
You should
house.
come visit.
Is it sort of like Clifford the Big Red Dog, only a house?
Kinda, but more
Just-
music and
yeah, and
fun
blue.
and food, cool people.
And no fur, no
No
tongue,
fur.
No fur.
no tongue, no slobber.
Well, that's good. So, if people want to find out where you're playing, when you're playing, how to get the record, where do they go?
FolkFamilyRevival.com.
Mm.
That's easy.
Yep.
Yep.
Or
Okay.
Google.
Yeah, you can put it in the Google thing. It makes
Yeah,
it
Google's
a whole
always.
lot easier.
Where can I listen to Folk Family Revival? Google.
Google.
Okay, Google.
Google has the answers.
They also.
There's no real polite way to be like, just go Google it, you know.
You can just search it on the internet if you want to.
Well, look for Folk Family Revival near you, and look for Water Walker, and listen to the radio to hear if it don't kill you. Thanks, guys.